Yes, give thanks for all those tuning in, from the starting of the show. As we say, we have Dexton Davis in studio, live, as we say, yeah. As we're going to talk to the artists, about the music and the journey. Yes, Dexton, good afternoon today. How are you doing, sir?
Yes, blessed love, man. I want to greet all the team artillery family, and also the Soul Fire group, Soul Fire audience. See?
Soulfire Son, yes,
Yes,
I.
Soul Fire sound, and of course, Raga in the studio,
Yes,
and
I.
yeah, the fire. Yes, I is Dexter Davis, in the studio with the item.
So they are doing, family, everybody good?
Yes, as far as I know, everyone is great.
Yes, I. So we're going to talk today about some, the music journey and, with the starting, as I said, the nucleus, yeah, yeah, man. So, you know, as I say, in the early years, what, what, what was the role of the music in the early years of your life?
Well, the music, you're asking like, oh, I see
Yeah,
the
well,
music.
how you first get started into the
Okay,
music?
all
Yes,
right.
true.
Yes, the music, well, I see now, I born come see I old man playing guitar, my grandfather playing banjo. Later on, I get to understand, so even my old man grandfather was playing banjo. So I say I born in a musical family. So I was introduced to music, hearing instrument playing
From a youth, you would
early,
say?
early
Yeah,
age.
at what
Yes.
age you would say it's like?
Well, as I say, a band come see, so from my band, I always hear music in my house.
So you play the guitar, you play the
No, I
piano.
never play anything. I just see my old man playing guitar. As a matter of fact, the great Bagger. Bagger was one of those musicians tour with Marley. I play some tune for Marley. Bagger. He was the one I think who even give my old man some lessons on the guitar. Bagger play
Okay.
bass, well-known bass
Now
player.
your old man is the
Sangy Davis, yeah man, Sangy Davis also write songs for Bob Marley and write songs like No Way No Better Than Ya, Tinga Stewart,
So
Mickey Wiley.
how was them experience there as a youth growing up amongst your father?
Well, I in and out with my old man, cause I born in Mobile, grew up in Kingston a little bit, then back to Mobile, then into the country, in country St. James, in a little where I call resort here, I call Cambridge.
Okay, so they are original from Mobile.
Mobile, born in Mobile, and yeah, so
Okay, so
yeah. So back and forth with my old man and things. So now for the experience when meeting with him writing songs for people like Bob and Tinga and Dennis and Marcy. I hardly see them because it's mostly holiday time. I come up after school, so I would see glimpse of them, but never really in any deep conversation with them to say get to know them on a personal level.
Right. Them way there. Okay. So you have any favorite instrument like from as a youth growing up that you?
Well, as a youth, most youth, I think them get attracted to the drum because they want to hit something. I used to mash up now for my grandmother, pat them and thing, lick them and if you hear the sound, because the drums was something intriguing to me, so something I always want to do, hit the drums,
Yes, sir. So
So in school, I should say, so in school, when going to school now, I was known as the person who played drums. They just had a little makeshift drum set in the school. Doing that in the primary school and also in high
high
school
school
now,
also. Okay.
where they have a little thing. So you have you who used to play guitar much, at them more exposed to the guitar, so they were more into playing guitar. You have a music teacher, I think his name was Cargill, who used to play the piano. So I used to have a little makeshift drum that I play the drums. So at that time I play a little record that the music teacher was Miss Sparks, as far as I remember. Yeah. So yeah, in school I used to just fool around with the drums and sing like when a little concert in school I do a little singing copy songs and stuff. Yeah.
So what was the music teacher like? This Miss
Sparks. Miss Sparks was one who, She was the school. I was one of the first students who go to that school because when we go to that school, the school was just open, newly built in the 70s.
Okay.
So we were the first set of students to go to to that school. Excuse me, and the first set of students to graduate from that school. So Miss Sparks, I would say, was I would consider a no nonsense teacher, yet still try to be, have a friendly personality, I would say amicable personality where she tried to deal with students. But you could also see that she was very serious within her way of teaching,
Okay.
her disciplinarian. So, yeah. So the recorder was what she was mainly teaching. That was the first instrument I was introduced to as like getting started teaching from a
Right,
teacher
right.
with an instrument.
Okay. So what lessons did you really learn from her that you still use today?
I mean, the main thing I will take away from those
Or
years.
any teacher that you had from the past, from them time, that.
Well, I would say from Miss Parks, I would say for her, from her, I would just say maybe that's one of the reasons I teach because I realized that okay, after I expose more to the music and get more teaching now on a higher level from a person named Carl Bryan, we call him Canon Bryan. He used to live in Granville, Bombay, a friend of the family, a friend of my mother. His wife was a friend of my mother. He also knew my father back in the days because my father used to do a lot of singing back in the day too in Mobile with people like, I think, what is his name now? Can't remember his name right now. But all of the artists them back in the day like the Blue Busters and them kind of people there. I think he used to do some singing on the stage show. So he used to
Okay.
Carl Bryan was a well-known saxophone player. Yeah, so he's the one who introduced me more now to the standard of music in terms of learning theory.
Yes.
So when I started to learn to play, my interest was to play the guitar, but he was a saxophone player. So he was the one who started to teach me theory, notes, and those things. So after I know it like that and start to play, I remember he told me that if you really want to play professionally, you have to practice like 8 hours a day, for three years. That's what he told me. I remember. And I said, what? At that time, I was like, what, about 18, 19. Because I already have my first youth, because I have youth very early. So, yeah, so I trying to get a job, but at the same time, it's a whole revolution in my life because at the same time I start to sight of Rastafari, I will get more enlightened. So although I used to do a little accounts and from my virgin them who used to go up like Cornwall College people like I would say Patrick Pate, we call him Molo, used to have Delroy Shaw, we call him Sharky, play a like a football together, what we call soccer, them call it soccer in America, we call it football. So we used to play a lot, but them youth they was studying at a higher level than I, them academics. So I used to get a little lesson from Molo more. It seems like more into the accounts thing and an ex-virgin named Sonny B. So I used to pick up an ex-virgin named Abba. A couple of them virgin they drop out now, but man, I used to get some lesson from them in terms of accounts. So I used to say, all right, I want to do accounts. But after Rasta, I started to get enlightened. I decided, nah, I really want to tie and jacket and I don't want to dress that way there.
Right. So there is a
Rasta,
music teacher
pretty.
there is a music teacher already that is pertaining to teaching and so they do
Is a
teaching.
music teacher. Yeah, I teach music now.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So they have a bachelor in music that they associate.
Well, yeah, so we kind of jump, like, because I was trying to explain, like, back then how the whole music come and the Miss Sparks thing. So
Okay, Miss Parks, right.
yeah, I was trying to show you.
Well, I was asking with Miss Parks, I was asking what lesson that you took from her that you carry today that you
Yeah,
use.
so and I said that was the teaching. That was one of the reasons why I teach because she was the first person who teach me, and I realized after enlightened with Rasta now and get more teaching from Carl Bryant,
Mm.
I start to do teaching. But I was also explaining that the people them like Virgin who I grew up with, like the Shahs and the Mullahs, yell them upset way because, it was something, to grow up in the Cambridge community with virgins like that playing and stuff. So coming to America, that's how I started teaching from Jamaica still.
Mm.
But I was also trying to explain this story with Carl Bryan when he tell me about practicing for 3 years, for 8 hours. And when I heard that, I really practiced more than what the time that he said. So I was even get the opportunity to play with him within a year and a half. To the extent that I practiced, I didn't leave the guitar. So yeah, so I started teaching early there and then coming to America to live. Go
What age was
further.
that? What age was that? The
Coming
teaching.
to start to teach. From I start learn, I start teaching. Just you to see me with me guitar
Okay,
and
so
learn. I just teaching them, showing them things, showing them. So that teaching thing just start and then really start going to it to the point now where I start to get calling for a school now to come and teach you them because they see that. Plus yeah, they call me to come and teach them, like few classes in the schools and stuff. So from here, I would say from about 1992 in the schools, but from in the 80s, just teaching one-on-ones in around the community.
Okay. See. So, would I say which artists, what would I really, I would I say, what would influence you the most to say that you want to take up a music? I wouldn't say career, but that mission.
Well, I mean, as I said, Rastafarian mostly, because when I listen to the music and then I start to read. I read and get more knowledge of myself, trying to know myself. As a matter of fact, one of the first things I find myself is that I been through the Bible. That was one of the things I find that reading the Bible now, because after I started trying to get enlightened and hear about Rasta, and then I know about the church, because I kind of grew up in church, too. I see church, and well, in Jamaica you have so many churches, so you could just walk in any church and sit down and listen to a service. So I listening to all those things, and then now going through the Bible for myself now. Start to go through the Bible at about age 16, 17. So going through that now, I find that there's a way to live, and there's a certain, although going to church is more preach about fire and hell and those things, but when you start to read the Bible for yourself, now you find out that there's a way to live. It's not necessarily a fear tactics, because I find that more spiritual. When I come to it, it's like a fear tactics, like tell about hell and things. So yeah, so you have to run, go baptize, be saved and all of that. But after a while you realize, that is just a thing you need to know to live, because no one is perfect. You just have to live a certain way if you harm no one and let no one harm you. That's how I see that is.
True, true. So let's talk about the album, Titan Town. We're just playing some selection from Titan Town, the album Titan Town. When you first started working on that album?
Well, that album came about a very mysterious way, because I was teaching at a school, and the teacher wanted to put on a concert, and they want to have some kids singing. They want me to help with the kids singing at the time. So when I check out what they had available, they didn't have enough equipment for the kids to really sing the way I would love them to sing, like mics. They didn't have all those things. They have a little thing where you just play you could play maybe a CD too. So I said, all right, I want the kids them to sing this song, but they can they can have us playing it live. So I said, let me go to the studio, put down something, and then come and let them play it, and then let the kids sing over that. So that's how the album started, by going to the studio, doing that, and gradually I just start make that song, and from I start make that song, hooking up with Ferguson, who have a studio in the Bronx called Room 54. Room
Which
54.
is Mikey.
Mikey Ferguson, yeah. Call him Mikey Ferguson, yeah. Very good engineer, very great engineer. I call him the Merlin of engineers.
He work on most of the...
Him work on all the songs on that album, that first album. And we are in the studio now also working on another album. So yeah, that's how that started. We just by just doing that for the kids, I end up doing it and just start to know to record the other songs that I wrote from way back. Because I started writing songs from in I would say high school. I started writing poems in elementary, then start to put them as songs now when I reach high school. So yeah.
So the song Don't Worry, yeah, it's a great song on the album. Me and you did do a little project and that pertaining to visuals. That song there, how you come up with that song, the idea for that song?
Yes, no worry, no worry. You know, that song came about, I was living in a place called Dread Heights in Kingston, Bedward Pastor. That is below Augustown, between Elliston Flat and Augustown here.
Yeah,
Bedward Pastor. Bedward was a well-known one who was very spiritual, them say, and trying to fly and all those things and all that. So, yes. But anyhow, that was, I thought that that song came about now when because I am also a member of the 12 tribe of Israel. So at the time, the Vernon Carrington, the prophet God, known in 12 tribe as the prophet God. So he was talking, he was revealing to ones and one about about Jesus Christ and those things. So, you know, it was a little upstoring with amongst enough ones, you know, in and out of 12 tribe and in the Rastafarian community. So I said, you know, myself, I look on it and say, well, at the end of the day, which is one of my things right now up to this day, I feel like say, why, if whether there is a Jesus Christ or there is not, are you waiting to be saved or not? I feel the main thing is to live right. So I said, no worry and fret, because Christ is in everyone. Because as far as I know, that's what I see. Because when I read the Bible, and I've been through it twice, when I read it, what I take away from the whole Christ teaching is that it said, when the disciples them went to him and said, Master, teach us how to pray, he said, you should pray in this order, our Father, who art in the heaven. So you must sure say we are our brothers and sisters, and we are governed by one Father. That means our Father is the Almighty. So I say Christ then is in everyone. So Christ
not my Father, your Father, but
our Father, all of us Father. So I say Christ is in you, Christ is in I want to hail King Rastafari, who is the roots, and he's the one who really even shows him as a Christian king. No, I'm not one who religious, so I kind of allow that part to those who dwell into the whole Christian and Muslim and this and you have to be saved, and I am not into too much of that. I dealing with the whole point of liberty. Now it comes to also when I look now upon my pigmentation, I say them classify as a black man. Whether some people say no, you're not black, you're brown or whatever, chocolate, whatever. But I say as a black one, and therefore I identify myself as an African. Asian Kemetic, Asian Alkebalanites, Ethiopian. So when it comes to that, I more try to live for that set of people, my people who I see face a lot of discrimination and atrocities over the years when I born up to this day, especially in the West here in the Americas. So, that's more what I portray and try to live and characterize myself in that vein, not so much to deal with the religious side talking about this that, yeah.
Right. So I see in your song, even in the song there too, that same song, No Worry, um, it speaks on certain things pertaining to I and I as a people. I see more time that I look to point out uh, things like you speak on the EWF and such.
Oh, that the Ethiopian going home. Ethiopian going home.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Um, well, as I say, even in that song, No Worry, you have some points where you're making it pertaining to the king and things that we should be doing, right? Things that we should be doing as a people. So I'm saying, I know that I did make a trip to Ethiopia not too long ago. And today is a member of the 12 tribe of Israel. What you really think about I and I situation right now as I say, being the Bobo 12 tribe,
Well,
as a man in the music
well, from a longer while, I never, to be honest, in Jamaica, living in Jamaica, I see certain things where sometimes one make it a thing to create a division between the Rastafarian communities. Individuals, one do that, but I realize that yet still within the division you have a certain amount of unity, what the bridging them when they meet each other, whether they want to be from this house being the 12 tribe or Bobo or just a Rasta or theocratic or whatever, or just consider himself just a Bobo or just a bongo man or roots man. I find say all those little things becomes it become pointless. It's nothing to it. It's more a levity or we live with each other, not necessarily. In other words, if we deal with it the way I see someone try to portray it, it becomes like denominations, just like we have Catholic and Adventist.
come like the same thing where we are
Same thing where we are run from. So I again, and that's why I wrote this song called Ethiopians Going Home, because at the end of the day, it seems like some of us forgot that we came here as Africans, as ancient Al-Kebelanites, ancient Kemetikites, ancient Ethiopians.
Well, I've heard the argument that somehow we think say we are indigenous to this land, that in Jamaica, even one of the artists, them female artists, I heard you say that in Jamaica, even before Christopher Columbus come, black people was here.
So when it comes to even those things, at the end of the day, I heard that too, but I don't make that be like a big distraction to why, because I know of ones who tell me that the same thing, and them tell me about Nobi, and them tell me when they were one, and all of those things. So what I do when it come back to that again, I said, all right, if it is so, it's so, but this individual, see myself as an Asian African. My ancestors is from Africa. So whether or not they have ones who just are indigenous to this America, that, but when I look on myself, and my reality I show me says Africa. The ancient Al-Kebelanites, ancient Ethiopia, ancient Kemetic sides. So that's where I see myself. So again, that's where we don't want to get caught up having dispute and too much controversy with where one think and where one believe, because none of the things is what I want to believe. And so I try to live what I know and what I see, the reality what I see. And as I say again, what I see and what I read about since in my lifetime, I realize that there's a lot of atrocity that commit against my people, which when I look at my pigmentation, they say it's black. So it's that I did, and therefore I feel like say, if we get out of all of this thing where we go try to fight off people who already murder people in this place after this. So it's just a bloodbath in here. So I see myself going to live a more better life in Africa. So Africa is where I see. I feel like, Africa is my.
So there is Rastafari.
Rastafari, yes.
Yeah. So I don't want to say like how long you've been in Rastafari, but what lead you to that?
So that goes stem again from my old man, because I said again, I born come see my old man as a Rasta man. I born, and that's where again I can be open-minded to each house of Rasta community, because when I born and see my well born as a Rasta, I never say Bingi never says, Bobo never said 12 tribe. Later on, he becomes a 12 tribe. He's an executive. But I born, I even know Gadman before they call him Gadman. So, it's a little youth. No, know him now great way if he's saying much, but I remember him as a little youth in Trenchtown. But because of that, I remember going into the hills with my father, just going and the beating drums, and Africa was mainly what he used to talk about. Back to Africa and talk about Selassie and talk about Marcus Garvey. So that is where my thing is. My thing as a Rastafarian is Rastafarian, as you know, is that title that we get from His Majesty, Brian Selassie. So Rasta is that thing that we try to step away from the whole way of Western Christianity, to say. When we cite the king, we identify ourselves with that king, black king from Africa, the continent. Right. So in that sense, I a Rasta. Now when it comes to the other things, then when they where one for nitpick, to say you that do this right or you not do this right, and you know we find those things goes all the time. We have this thing happen with Booker T. Washington, with Du Bois. We have the same thing when Marcus says certain things were not even too pleasant when it comes to His Majesty. We have things where Malcolm X with Martin Luther. So I don't want to get into those kind of things. I don't have the time for that. Yeah. So I just try to say, whatever you want to do, you do, you know, just know, say harm no man, let no man harm you. Yeah, man, they're not nature we are dealing with. And nature we are dealing with, you know, so if we are dealing with humanity, you know, because when I stand for my people, that don't mean that I don't like those who consider themselves white or Caucasian or Chinese. But at the same time, I stand for my people because I see the atrocity that committed against my people. And up to this time, Africa is not free, and we still see the atrocity.
Well, and I think by doing so too, you know, by say loving yourself first, and by you doing so is, you know, loving yourself first. Right?
Which everyone do, self first.
Like Marcus said, you know.
Yes. Self first. Yes.
So we have Dexton Davis in studio. I just say, you know, I'm not going to take up too much of the time. I'm going to come back and reason with him about, you know, the visit in Shashamaniland, you know, tell us about the visit. And, you know, as we say, he's a Rastafari virgin, you know, we're going to talk about the development and such. DJ Raga, you want to play something? I'm going to be back in a moment.
Come on, let us up all the children. 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 Come on, let us up all the children.
Lord, I pray, give me strength today, so I can help the children to live in the right way.
Come on, let us up all the children.
And Lord, I pray, give me strength for another day, so I can help and teach the children to live and do not go astray. And there's a bridge, oh yes, I've seen the bridge. First we've got to learn to live together before we cross that bridge. Milk and honey, they say, is on the other side.
I was Dexton Davis in studio.
Peace and love abide.
This one is called I Pray.
Today, because that is the home.
There's so much things going on in the world today. Gotta help the children. Don't release that one day yet. Yeah, man, as I say, this one is a prayer for the world.
Come on, let us up all the children.
Prayer for the children.
Come on, let us up all the children. Come Come on, let us help all the children. Come on, let us help all the children. Come on, let us help.
So you can see all the atrocities that's going on around the world.
Let us help all the children. Come on, let us help all the children.
This is Dexton Davis.
Come on, let us help all.
TimothyRadio.com.
Lord, I pray, give me strength today, so I can help the children to live in the right way.
Come on, let us help all the children.
And Lord, I pray, give me strength for another day, so I can help and teach the children to live and do not go astray.
Come on, let us help all.
And there's a bridge. Oh yes, I've seen the bridge. First we've got to learn to live together before we cross the bridge.
Just say we're live in studio with Dexton Davis. Just taking a little short break.
Milk and honey, they say, is on
Musical intermission.
the side.
Man, big up your family.
Let
Empress April, big up yourself.
everybody
All among Vernon Massive.
today,
Also big up to Mikey. Big
'cause that is the
up
only
Try.
way
Man, big up all those out in France.
we can help
All those out in Italy.
our children to live and make this world a better place.
Yeah, man, big up all Bronx Massive. Same Empress April, big up yourself.
Discipline is fading away.
Prince Kushaya, big up yourself.
The parents don't have that
I
hope.
say big up the dead Davis family. Sangy Davis.
Children, they're left to stray. Drug, sex, and violence are the games they play. And those who are in high places, they don't care about the kids. All they're making is false promises, while our children are in their prisons, wars, and cemeteries. But where there's a will, there's always a way. And Lord, I'm willing to help the children today. Show me the way, because where we bound we must obey. And Lord, I pray,
Come on, let us help all the children.
give me strength today,
Come on, let us help all
so
the
I can help the children
Come on, let us help all the children.
to live in the right way.
Come on, let us help
I'm
all
going
the
to
children.
help and teach the
Come
children
on, let us help all the children.
to live and do not go astray. Come, let us help and teach our children
Let us help all the children.
to live and make this world a better place.
Come on, let us help all the children. Come on, let us help all
A
the children.
better place.
Let us help all the children.
Well, this is album title. Just to big up all those on the jam rock. Jamaica.
In this world, there's lots of pollution, and the people, their minds are in confusion.
As we say, we're alive.
Read the good book, you will see that it's revelation. Revelation.
Dexton Davis is here, live in the studio. Taking a musical break. Get back to the artist. Lion Class Studio, safe and sound. Pick up yourself. Empress Darius, Ola Guyana Massive.
In this world, there's lots of pollution, and the people, their minds are in confusion. Read the good book, you will see that it's revelation. Revelation. Yes, revelation, it's in this time. So my brothers and sisters, you
say give thanks for all those that tuning in, you know, as we say we have the artists like Dexton Davis in studio. Yes, give thanks again, my lad, for the coming in, you know.
Yes, I blessed every time.
Yeah, so those two songs, you know, I want to talk about those two songs. I Prayed is a very, very serious song, you know, very serious message in that song there. And as today you can look and see what's going on around the world, you know, I don't have to point fingers, as we say. Yeah. But yeah, it's there for us to, you know.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Tell me about the song I Prayed.
Yeah, I Pray, aka Help the Children. Well, that song, I started writing that song while I was in Jamaica, and then I came here, and then after I came here, I started teaching in a Lutheran school, and to the behaviors of the children in that school. Yeah. And in general, taking the buses and the trains when I just came here to live, yeah. I start to see a certain behavior pattern that really turned me off from the whole teaching, and you know, because I was saying, wow, this totally different from back home, yeah. where you know, it's like the students, when I look, the mannerism is like they have no regards to the teachers, they have no regards to elders, they have no regards to adults, in you know, like they have the principle and discipline that was lost, like. And
even
I'm
morality
saying,
too.
yeah, the world, everything, and I'm like, wow, man. So it just motivate me more to say, all right, let me, you know, really finish up this song. So I start to put it together more in terms of what I was seeing, and put it more, so you know, finishing up. Yeah, I pray. Help the children, because when I look at it, what we gotta do is, guys, it's our children.
Right, they are the future.
Yes, we can't, don't matter, we can't, we can't go around the children. We have to really steadfast in how we deal with them. In other words, with all the discipline, we're going to discipline. It's not like we can't discipline our kids, but we have to discipline with love.
Right.
No, we have to understand also there's an agenda to let the kids go astray.
True.
So if we understand that, to know that there's an agenda for our kids to go astray, then we will deal with it a different way.
Different manner, right, truly.
And that is why that song came about. I was saying, Jah, just help I, give I strength so I can help these children, because it's not easy, because the system set up for you not to help the children, right?
For them to feel.
Yes.
So I know you have children of your own. How you deal with that situation? Like,
well, the funniest thing is just I have a son right now, is 8 years old, so he's the only one that I kind of more concerned about in terms of, because he was born here. All my other kids born in Jamaica, so they were already grounded in certain principles. Right. So certain things, that anything they want, if they do something now, is much out of the principle that they were grown up in. True. Well, this one now that born here is a different thing, because he's born in certain type of thing. The mindset here is different for the kids. So he's the one I'm more concerned about right now.
But and especially he's a male child.
Yes. So I, as we touching on kids, I have to yield up my children them. My son in Jamaica still named Kevin.
Yeah, how much of them do you have?
Yeah, I have a name them out now we can count. So I have a son in
Alright.
Jamaica named Kevin. I have a daughter
And DJ
in
Raga
Jersey. Saskia called her Kiba. I have a son Okai. I have another son called Uki. He call himself Dwayne down
A
in
lot
the
of
Florida.
sons.
Yeah. It's possible I have more too, but no. Yeah, man, you grow on and things happen,
It's
But
possible, it's
I give
possible.
thanks to all my kids and those who know I and those who don't know I.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
I
give
give
thanks
thanks
for
to
life,
all
man.
kids and
Sure.
give thanks to the mothers them too that bring them come on earth because enough mothers dash
Neglect,
enough
the
for the
neglect,
youth them when
neglect.
them could have come,
Yeah.
We not want to get into this a bash and thing and them thing there 'cause one must know what them are do. But
Yeah. And I
I
think they
say
are
I-
Bashan alone,
but that's fair. The point I try to make is at fair. Whatever the situation want to be, I feel like say only Jah can bring a life. Only Jah can make life. Cause even when you put your sperm in a woman and fertilize that egg, only whatever going on within that,
Right.
only the Almighty know
That's
how
fair,
that
yeah.
even come. So when I see that come, I give thanks and I have to give thanks to know say that come. Because you see, one can get a youth and them feel like say, boy, them go, it's them world turn upside down, them go die. But believe me, sometimes you go through with a youth, that a youth they become your
The
blessing.
blessing, right. But it is a blessing. I think
But
life
is it
is
a blessing from start? And that's why I say I
think life is a
encourage
blessing,
one
yes,
to get rid of them youth no matter what the circumstances.
Right, and
Bring it-
what the what you would say encouragement or good words you would have for the baby fathers them out there?
Well, you see, the thing is,
Black family in
no,
general.
no, this is the thing. We see, we get lost with how the black family is supposed to be, and that is one of the reasons why we have so much raping and fatherless and motherless because the family unit is not there as it
Broken.
used to be. So, unlike when our Asian mothers and fathers live, it was a family unit, guys. It's a community that raised children.
True,
Even
true.
if we get into marriage, it wasn't about baby, I love you and those things. It's about prosperity to keep the thing going.
Right.
No, we get caught up in
Procreation
Western
and-
things, so we have to be in love.
Right.
And you understand
Right.
that love is something that is just natural.
And a lot of heartbroken.
Yes, so
these
and because we
things
get
and-
fantasies,
Right.
we get to start to fantasize what it's supposed to be a relationship. Instead, you understand?
Right.
So it's a lot of fantasy. Western is Hollywood.
Mm.
The whole thing is a
Right,
Hollywood
because
thing.
them give you
It's
all of these
movie thing.
things, right? And
Because when you watch TV, you feel like so you feel
'cause
model
from-
your life.
From the youth, them small, them I give them Barbie doll and this kind
Yeah,
of
you
thing.
see what they're
Ken
going
and, and and Barbie, yes.
Yes.
Mm.
So with that, so the youth them and the father. So the point you asked me about the father, I have to touch that. If you said the father them are lost now because of the whole colonization, we get lost. Not for the male them get lost and how to even deal with them empress
Mhm.
and them queen and them
Right,
princess and them girlfriend or wife or
Right,
whatever.
right.
Not to say it easy either because not for the wife and the girlfriend and the empress them lost too.
True, true.
So them don't know how to deal with the man them either.
Right.
So we are confused and this thing is just a few of us who still hold it. And that's why I always say, Gregory Isaac have a song, I said, daughters, them take a little longer to sight up the father. I always hold that in my meditation, and when my little wife give me a certain problem, it'll make me feel upset and then we have
You
to think
still have
back
to
and
hold
say,
it and
and hold it and
remember
know,
it.
say, say, just hold it because at the end of the day, it's a reason why you deal with this lady and it's a reason why she deal with you.
Right, true,
So just respect. My father said to me, any woman you deal with, just make sure you treat them good.
Right.
So whatever the situation is, I just try to maintain a good treatment with whatever empress I deal with.
Balance.
Yes, make
Yes,
sure I treat her good. I not go make nothing make her force her step. And that is the thing now. Instead of figure ill treat and as some man feel like them want to do so, especially certain Jamaican mentality feel like them have to this with them woman or them that. Better you just walk away and left. And that don't mean say because you walk away, that don't mean say you must not take care of your responsibility
Right.
that
And
you have.
find a lot
especially-
of you find a lot of domestic violence going on. I mean,
Domestic violence, I find that again it come back to the whole Hollywood thing. Some people feel say them so in love and a woman do something or a man do something, so them have to do something for hurt back the person and this and that. But again, it have to do also, I will like to say, you see, the violence part of this thing, when it comes to violence, again, it's a thing what being practiced, whipping, beating man and woman over the years, or we been whipped over 500 years
Serious.
physically,
Truly.
and now we still being whipped
Same mentally.
mentally.
And many other ways.
So,
right.
so is a violent. We grew up in a
Serious.
over 500 years now in violence.
Yes,
so it's
very
hard for
violent.
don't adapt to this violence and be get vile yourself.
Right. And
So yeah.
right, even the youth them growing up in a society with
And now, so now
because
that is
everything
where.
are broke way right now. Like
So the
a sword.
confusion come with now how you deal with your kids, and that's what now them are try for the system try to tell you not to flag your child or not to do this, you not to discipline
They
them.
said spare the rod and spoil it.
But they want you to do that so they can imprison them.
We have a lot of that going on.
Yeah, you don't get so
it's a
cause you have to
private,
discipline your kid because it's what, or if you don't school your child, you have to school the child if you want them to come in the right way.
Yeah, it's a
But
big
it's
business.
everything is have to done with a certain understanding, a certain love. Cause I get schooling. All my youth them have to get schooling. So we know it.
Yeah.
And no matter what them say, they know schooling have to go on. But they want you to leave the schooling to them.
Right. Well, children in the islands are once they grow up in the islands do get them. But I don't know if it. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And it
but-
don't mean that you have to flag and this.
No,
We're
no,
not
no,
talking
no,
about
no, it's not no, like
abusive
right,
thing. No
right,
abuse.
right.
We're not talking about abuse. We're talking about discipline with understanding. Because anytime you just call a child, you must be given a reason why. It's not to be you just get up and hit this child. You must tell them, don't do that, don't do that. Why? Because that.
Explain it to
Yes,
them, right.
because
Give them a reason.
yes, don't underrate the children either. Feel like they don't understand.
So the song Teeth and Tongue now. Let's talk about it because I think that's the title of the album, right? Teeth and Tongue.
Yeah.
So tell us about the song and how they are.
Teeth and Tongue. Well, that tune, me write a tune in my early 80s too. Teeth and Tongue. As the song say, when I look at that time and still relevant even this time, they show that in this world it's a lots of pollution in this world.
Yes,
Still.
right. True.
Still, we have pollution constantly, and the more it come, like the more you get older, you realize the more pollution that come is like it not ceasing, it just continue
Keep coming
building.
up.
Yeah.
Right.
So that tune I write a song a good while. One of my first song I wrote, the one called Teeth and Tongue. So yeah, that's how it kind of come about because of what I saw. I just see that confusion. That's even what we're talking about, the children and the whole thing. It's
Right.
confusion.
Right.
It's confusion. So the song was built on what I was seeing. All of my songs them build on what I see still.
Yes.
Guys, all of my
Reality.
songs they build out a reality of
Right.
things. If
Right.
it's not I experience it, I see it being experienced by my virgin or sisters or ones.
True. So why you decide to name the title so though?
Why the album Teeth and Tongue?
Yeah.
As
The
I
whole
said,
album.
in whatever from over 500 years now, we've been living in confusion. So it kind of said it, but teeth and tongue going tell. Like the teeth and it must tell because I see where we are talk about it,
Right.
And in the beginning was the word, and that's why the word is powerful.
Right.
Cause that is the spirit. Cause no one can see word unless if you go write down the word. But the
Gotcha.
word is a spirit that go on and touch the iron. Your word touch the iron. So it go on that is the spirit. That is
Right.
more powerful. So that's that spirit that go into ironized system, the temple, is that keep us going. So when I go on, is my word going to go on to my kids and to my next generation and the next
Right,
generation. But at the same time, we saying the word, but we have to live certain things too.
True.
So we who they say these things, we have to try to live it. So when it come back to this thing now, when we talk about African black people and the trad and anything, we can, especially Rastafarian, we cannot be talking about Africa and they say Africa, and we're not making any effort to even go on the continent to see what it's really like.
Right. True, true.
Because there was one, remember once upon a time to go to Africa, you have a runway and they take ship and they try hide and them thing there and
True.
you get foot chop off and them thing they run off a plantation and them thing there. Now we up on the plantation and them say we're free, we not have no shackle from return. So all we are doing if we are work and we are work, we can't just work for just maintain the Western lifestyle.
Right.
If we go back, we see where our ancestors were coming from. See what it is like too.
Right. So
Make a
like how did
try.
I visit and I think they I visit the continent in 2023.
Yeah, yeah.
Shashamani.
Yeah, go Addis Ababa, Ethiopia in
So
general.
so how was the journey? How was the trip?
In terms of the trip itself, it's a long trip because we are looking like from JFK to we got Senegal or one of them other place continent. It was like 8 hour flight, and then from there so to Addis Ababa was another 6 flight. So in that journey, yeah, it's a long journey. But if you say I go, you just bear in mind 'cause I go Japan too, and it was like a day and a night to go to Japan. Said
Right, right.
I go to England. It was very long to
Yeah, but
land
what
flight.
what if not even that trip there, but just asking you and pertaining to the land and the
Yeah, I
whole
understand.
experience.
Yeah, I
Because I know it's a long trip, it's
I
it's
over
a
what
journey
I-
over the ocean for real.
Yeah, over the
Yes,
guy
I-
question, I just lead into that to say why I and I ever tried.
Right.
Within all the tried, all the long trip, the way I tried, it still means you have to go on the continent. When you go to Ethiopia, my experience in Ethiopia, I was fortunate enough to go amongst brethren who've been living there for years. So I end up go there. I've been invited to go to Ethiopia from 2004, but I just went as I said. So when I go there, I do a little teaching, I do a little performance. I see a lot of development going on, but it still need a lot more development,
that's
lot
true.
more. The only thing I say, we should develop and do all the development that we're doing, but be careful of how we developing, because with development,
In the sense-
especially if we are westernizing, if we are copying Western development,
Right.
you have to be careful, because then that's where all the other corruption come.
Right.
Because I say that to reflecting on when I talk about Cambridge, I remember living in Cambridge as a young youth, a little youth, toddler, and then after development, when I start living in Cambridge, I remember seeing cows moving on the road and the street. Cars could all move sometime because of the cows and donkey and people with them donkey and sometime a little man have him horse and thing on the road, not much cars.
Right.
Till all of a sudden, and them time the place so dark, you know, have all the street light, you have to walk with a buckle torch. and then all of a sudden it start to develop and it
Change,
start to
right.
turn in a town. Once it start to reach them level and street light and phone and them thing, all of a sudden the criminal activity start too.
Develop, right.
The banks and the clubs and prostitution and this and that and and guns.
Right.
You understand? So
So
it's the
that
same
comes
thing.
with it,
So I say be careful of how we developing. Make sure we're developing not too fast. So I'm not murmuring about the slow development of Ethiopia, because we have to remember that Ethiopia is one of those places that has never been colonized.
Right.
And so that they're not really want to help you, Ethiopia. That's why even right now we still have a war going on in Ethiopia with some of the people them in
True,
Ethiopia,
true, true.
which is one we're coming to one of my tracks that I just finished. It have to do with that. But so Ethiopia and the people in Ethiopia are Irish. They don't speak English. Massive, the majority of them is mainly in Shashamane. You find a lot of English speaking, and it's because of the Caribbean and the Rastafarian community in Shashamane. I even know about the land grant that was given in Shashamane. So you have a lot of ones who doing great. I go down there and the Virgin them really build them, set up them gates Irish.
Yeah, how do you do a performance over there too? What was that?
The performance area again, and then again, as you talk about that too, is artists. I don't know if, but I find like as an artist, I go in there, I find that I try to make things happen. I'm not waiting on people to make things happen for me, and I think we as Africans who in the diaspora, I think when we go into the continent, I think we should try to develop the continent instead of trying to take from the continent.
Right.
And I find that a lot of the artists, them, from what I heard, when they go in, it's like a stick up. We know say a man doing work so if you get paid, you know, but if we are builders, if Africa Wait is creators and we consider ourselves the creators, then we're supposed to go in to help to develop Africa in a right way, in the right
but
way.
What you can do for Africa?
Yes,
Sense, right.
and I find that once them just say that, but then when them go in, them a scrape out
right?
and come back into the West.
Look what they can get and such.
So them not do nothing for Africa. Them only say that.
So you think about the musician and the artist them?
But it's them me attack.
Okay.
It's the musician and artist me attack. Everybody going to it's because so I see it. As I said, I don't have money. I sacrifice, everybody sacrifice and work and get what they want to get and do what I'm doing. If one's paying for me if you come to Africa, I give thanks. And that don't mean that you don't have to get paid again for what you do. But at the same time, you cannot just that is my opinion. I don't feel like say if we really considering to develop Africa and considering that Africa as our home, and we know of all the exploitation that going on in Africa up to this day, from 500 years ago to this day, they might exploit Africa.
Right.
Cause that's why we can't come together, because they make sure we don't come together.
True.
No. If we know that, especially Rastafarian community, and we know that, why should we go into Africa? All right, I get much $1,000. You mean say you going to Africa and you can even find one little piece of square chain of land to set up something in Africa?
Big, so much. I want them say 12 million square miles or something.
And just set up something.
Yeah.
For somebody, I go Ethiopia. I for 2 weeks I teach.
Right. Volunteer. Right.
You understand?
Okay. That is
You
very
understand?
good, as a father.
Perform. You don't get paid for that either.
Right.
And we not, and it's to say, it's the mindset. Is if one's going to Africa for scrape it, the better just stay as one scrape where you scrape, because Yasso is known for the scraping.
True.
A criminal bill in America.
So about the virgins them and in a Shashamane there, the Rastafari ones them. How them living amongst this? How you see the liberty and such?
Yeah, man. I mean, I spent about 6 weeks. Around it after about 7 8 weeks. So call it about 2 months. But what I see, just like living here, I'm not a one who have to go too much. You know, I don't hang. Like enough ones hang. I don't do the hanging much.
Right.
So I wouldn't say I know much. I go about to them club and go on nice little
but it's pertinent to the development.
But yeah. So within all of that, as I said before, the Virgin them doing well. When them infrastructure, what them are set up nice, them are set up them little gates, good those who see. But again, cost of living kind of funny in Ethiopia too, So when one's like ourselves coming from the West, although yes, it's hard work we do, forget what we get, but we have to go with a mindset again to see what we can help those there, although them helping themselves, because you have Virgin being there from the 70s, early 70s, and them go there when it was worse. When they that in bathroom, nothing.
Much harder.
Yes, so them pioneer the thing till them set them thing that people like me could have gone and even sit in for them gates. Set up them gates just like how these gates are set up, nice,
Yes,
clean and
Yeah, we have to give thanks for those ones though, as I say pioneers,
Yeah, we have to hail up people like Judah, Desi Judah, you have Desi, you have Peony. Those are people who I go amongst was mostly 12 tribe of Israel virgins them. I such as Sydney Salmon, as you say. You have the
Yes,
Teddy
big
Dance.
up Sydney Star, man.
Yeah, Teddy Dan is a very good artist
Yeah,
too.
man, I heard of Teddy Dan
Yeah, man,
also.
very
Yes,
good
man.
artist, and I reverging from far as I see. You have some musicians like the brethren who play upon in my house. There's a picture on the wall. He played drums named Alton.
Right.
Um, yeah, his sister named
Is Freddie Mackay sing that
Mahan.
song there?
You know,
No, Natural
no,
Lights,
no.
man.
Yeah,
Natural.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's a natural.
Um,
I think so.
But enough virgin and sister now, man, who maybe I not even mentioning, but so we just want to heal up each and every one in Ethiopia with a wallet, and don't get frustrated. Just take your time and go and build where your bill said we, because if I that's you for there, that's you for there.
Yes, sir.
I personally don't have no specific place when it come to the continent. I don't know where in the continent I going to live. I just know says the continent I going to live.
Yeah, yes, sir. I feel the same way too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but big up the whole African continent. As I say, we in studio with the one Dexton Davis, reasoning about the music and the journey. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you a question about pertaining to the qualities. Which qualities do you think make a great artist, a great musician?
Well, well, you have to the attitude. You have to have a certain type of attitude towards the music. You have to dedicate it, of course, especially when it comes to if you're venturing into that, you have to decide so you're going to practice, diligent practice, and as a musician, you have to practice. You have to study too. You can't just leave it to, like, say, okay, I want to show you a little thing, and you just say,
Right.
that is it. And because maybe because a man can show you a little thing, and believe me, that little thing can make you play all of its song.
True, true.
But that don't mean that
Improvisations.
it make you a complete musician.
Right.
No, enough one feel like once they make a hit song, them is a musician.
Musician,
And
right.
you understand? That is not so. Musician, you should try to explore all the fields of music.
Right.
Try to know different genres of
It's all about
music.
learning too. It's always about learning.
You never stop
never
learning if
stop.
you deal with music.
True, true.
Music is never a thing where you reach a stage where you say, okay, I know everything. It's like life.
Right.
Music is like life.
Mm.
You just how far you want to go.
Right.
How much you want to elevate to the next level. So with that, I will say, if I want really consider themselves musician, I want to be a musician, is just practice everything and listen to everyone and try to learn from everyone too, because not because you might know, I might know this more than you, but there are certain things you might know more than I too.
Right.
So we learn from each other, high and sharp, net high and them say.
True, true, true,
Yes.
true. So what's the best advice another musician or artist ever gave you?
Well, I don't know. Well, it's between my old man and Carl Bryan, and it's just that what my old man, one of the advice my old man gave me because my first introduction to the whole music arena was to try and sing, was to sing. Singing is what I wanted to do. And when I go and say, oh, no, I want to sing, him say, so learn to play an instrument.
Right. So that was the first thing.
Yeah, he said learn to play an instrument. If you can't play an instrument, you sing better. Even if you're gifted and can born with a nice gifted voice. If you can't play an instrument, you still go and sing better.
True, true.
Because the instrument, every note on the instrument is what you're singing. As we talk about key, you talk about scale,
Yes.
right? So you're playing scale. So if you're singing do 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 re mi fa sol la ti do la so fa mi re do do re mi fa sol la ti do la so fa mi re do. No, I just play the C major scale and the G major scale.
Right.
No, so a person can be singing in any key, but once you know your key and you know the pitches, then it make you sing better because it's the notes that's on the instrument that you're singing.
Right.
Every song come out of a
Right. And you have to
scale.
sing in key. If you don't sing in key, then
That you're
it's-
off key, as they
you're gonna
say.
sing
That's what
on
they
it.
mean.
Right.
So no, and then when you know it more, you know what chord go with this, what note, and it's a lot more to it. So that is a good advice I get from my old man. And then the next good advice I would think is from Carl Bryan, who would tell me to practice 8 hours a day for
Right.
3 years if I
Mm.
want to be a professional musician. That was a good advice because I started, when I realized that, and I was in real detriment in terms of making money as a Rasta youth, and I decided, say, I never want to, as I was telling you about my virgin them who was going to Cornwall College at the time,
Right, right.
and one was doing accounts, and the next virgin was doing accounts in another high school, in which, and I really like them way of approaching, approaching the whole academics. I never into academics as a youth going even high school. I was more into sports, cricket, football, table tennis, swimming,
Okay.
track and field, girls. That was me. I never
Say
into
girls.
yeah, girls,
That's why
girls.
you
Oh,
have
we
so
can't
much of
live
them
without
soldiers
girls.
there, so much of the warriors then. Eh?
Yeah, I don't know why, and then that is another thing too. I think it's the mentality when we talk about girls. One feel like say, girl, one think about girls is all about just sex, but
Right.
girls teach me so much.
So much, true. We have a mother, so
Of
definitely,
course,
I mean, we
having
learn a lot from
no,
mother.
but me telling you, having multiple girlfriends as a little youth
Mhm.
help teach me certain things
your
too.
journey and so.
Although it might look like, yeah, girly thing is a good thing, but it's not all about that because you see, it's a certain type of youth have 3, 4 girlfriends as a little youth. Me not talk about when you become man now and you claim say you say me I talk about as a youth. You it's a type of mentality you have to do that.
Right,
Girls, you have to have a caring personality to do that.
true.
Cause girls, although them no idiot,
True,
Girls
true,
is a
true.
funny set of people. Them attracted to you. I can't you deal with them.
Right. It is true.
So and even now you carry that into your relationship when you get more mature too.
Right.
You have to care about who you deal with.
True.
It's about caring. Cause everybody need to be cared for.
So true.
Yes, and some man have one woman and can't take care of them, and you have one man who have 3 women and take
And
care of
take
them
all
well.
True. That is very true.
And you have girl who have one man and don't know if to take care of him either.
Right.
And she might have
It go vice versa.
and she dance on the pole every night in the club and she know if to take care of every man what she deal with.
Right.
So we don't want it look like say we have encouraged no like man to go have this and that or woman to go have that.
Yeah,
But we
man,
want to
always
show
with
the
the
balance.
Yes, I.
So it's all about how we deal with each other still.
Yes, I. See, true.
Yeah.
So as a little youth, you ever got into any major trouble, like,
Trouble.
Because you look like a,
My trouble as a youth. Why as a youth? Me as a youth. Why me run up and down in a mobile. I used to run up and down in a mobile, jump.
Which part in a movie, actually? Not
I-
enough to tell me the lane. But
No. I born at the
Flankers,
heart of
man.
mobile. No. In the mobile, right beside 14 police station. I born right in the heart of mobile.
yes,
Right
this is
beside
Dexton
14
Davis,
police.
live
Yeah,
in
so
studio.
I used to jump over my I born in a tenement yard. So when I used to jump over the wall, there was a wall between I and the police station. I used to jump over it and jump in at the police station. Go over there and play table tennis. Well, I was too young. I used to see them play tennis. The police them say youth and them
Right,
time there's a
right.
little youth. Growing up in Moby, I used to run my little wheel from gravel lane, Barney Street, down to the seaside. Them time, then right now where them dump up, me care say the sea come back and take over some of the place where them dump up. But I used to go down there, go jump off in the sea down there, where the banana boat come in.
Right.
So deep water, them time I can't more than maybe about 7, 8 years old.
And you
to
can't
jump
swim
and
that
can't
good?
swim.
I mean,
Jump off, dive, gone. Up to today, I can't. If the water don't, if I go into the water and I don't look like it up there, so I don't feel comfortable in it. It have it deep. I love deep water. I can't. Yeah, because I can swim. I can,
dive
But,
and.
but from I come to America, I never go at one sea. I don't go at one beach yet because I can't deal with the shark thing. So I don't take on no swimming thing, you know, so unless it's going to be pool, and so I'm not going to deal with no shark. Because when I do Jamaica, I don't think about shark, to be honest. When I come here, so
It's only right.
every summer I hear a shark attack.
So let's talk about pertaining to your 1 second. Give me a second. Yes. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you soon have to make a move, you know. But
Yeah, man, everything is good.
yes, let's talk about the music and what you think about the music and how it's going today. I mean,
You mean the music industry? The
yeah,
industry?
I mean overall, yeah, overall.
I just came from a meeting with ASCAP down in Manhattan.
Mhm.
They had a meeting Wednesday gone, and I went. The music industry, the Virgin, them talking about a lot of things, and enough reasoning and good points they had. But I realized that within the whole thing, I was there for a couple of hours, and I realized that no, there was no representative for the reggae department.
Reggae part, yeah.
I
would
realized
think
they were
so,
talking
yeah.
about everything else but no reggae,
Mm.
you know. So when I look in the music industry, I think we as reggae artists need to stand up for reggae. No, they you see reggae, as far as my old man remind me the other day, reggae music is really Rastaman music, you know. It's poor people music, is equal rights and justice music.
Right, right.
That is what reggae music is. No, some they could jump up thing them where they go on with no one with them jump up thing and them want to entertain. That is fine.
Right.
But reggae born out of struggle.
Right, true.
Reggae don't born out of under girl and
I would agree on that.
derogatory thing and gun thing, and reggae don't born out of that. Reggae born about equal rights and justice for I and I as a people.
True.
And that's why I steadfast to how I set
With the
my
message
lyrics and the message. And
content
so if
and
me even
such.
talk about a girl is nothing derogatory, I can talk about a
That
girl.
even the little baby can listen as right, true.
My kids can listen and still have a good conversation with I.
With I,
And
right.
yeah, and I don't have to duck and apologize. I say, oh, that is just entertainment. No. My music is message first, and if it's entertain you, that's fine.
That's fine, true.
Yes.
True. Yes, as we say, we're in studio with the one Dexton Davis, you know, we're having a little conversation with the artist. As we say, you can check out his album, Teton Town. Yeah, I want to say big up to Mikey, original engineer, Bronx, massive big up.
Yeah, man. Big up Mikey Ferguson, man. The Merlin, that's what I call him. You know, Merlin, the engineer, that, you know, Mikey in the Bronx, you know.
Yes,
Yes, I look at studio, do a great work, doing great work still, and give greetings to Chris, too, the man who master tune them too, you know.
Yes,
Him living at the Queens. When it come to musicians, whole man, I hear up the musician them in Ethiopia already. I have some musician in Jamaica too. I have to hear up China Smith, one of the great musician guitarist in Jamaica.
Yes, I know
you know,
China,
play
China
on
Smith,
No Worry
yes.
said we had to play
True,
on a couple
true.
of the tracks them. Ozuni, keyboard player. Well, of course, I play on most of the tracks them too. Some of the harmony singers, my niece sing harmony, her name is Deborah Webb, call her Antoinette. I have a next sister now where they sing some harmony for her and them two tune, yeah. Leslie, meditation to Ansel, do some harmony for her too.
also,
Yeah,
okay.
meditation.
Great,
Yeah, man.
great.
Yes, I have some musician axe man, play some bass, and you know. Yeah, man, so some musician helper, you know. Danny Marshall play some drums on them new track where they come out
Right,
too.
right,
And
yeah.
little bassy, you know, the Queens them play some bass on the new track too.
Yeah.
So we yell up all the musician them and you know, hope so them stay well and them family them okay, you know.
Yes,
Yell up each and every one. Yell up for me, I just yell up the ones them who might know I from the St. James area, Mobile, Cambridge area. Yell up the Virgin them who I know I in the Kingston area, the Bull Bay area,
yes.
you know, in the New York area here, the Jersey, Florida area, you know. Yeah, they're all over.
Yes, sir.
England,
Yes, sir.
Japan, all over.
True,
Yes,
true.
I. Yeah.
True, true. So, tell me, do you have any favorite artists, like musician or artists that I look up to or other
Well, as
um,
in my
admire?
earlier years, funny, in my earlier years, I find that most of the artists them where I used to listen to after I leave school, I realized that them artists that was Rasta.
Mm.
But after the music I used to listen to, I find that I used to listen to a lot of Bob, Dennis, Alton Ellis. Um, I used to listen to Burning Spear, um, um, Bonnie Whaler, Peter Tosh. But when it comes to the singing, I used to really love Bonnie Whaler singing.
Bunny.
I used to love something about Bonnie
Chubby.
Whaler that that draw me. His first album named Black Heart, man.
Yes, Black Hat Man. I
Yeah,
love that
that
album.
was the album. It never stopped playing my house.
Yes,
Once I put it on, it just keep I have to leave it and then come back and start play something else. But once I put it on, it just go because there's always something just a whole life. As you go older, still you may change little because if you're not learn while you grow, it means say you
right,
get
right.
stagnant.
True,
Right?
true.
So, because he's a living person, you must elevate.
At
You
least every
must be
day you're
learning.
supposed to learn something.
Of course,
Right,
then
right,
we know
right.
human being, man. We not stop.
True, true.
Yeah, we go. Yeah. So Bunny Whale, I would say the whale as an whole, the Bob, the Bunny, the whale, because of the message in the music.
Mm.
Always something in the music that uplift, fire, awaken something. So
Right, right,
those were
right.
the type of artists that I more listen to. Of course, I used to listen. I used to like listen to Jimmy Riley too because of his type of love songs that he
Yeah.
have. The
I
girl
think he's
through
a
them
great
and all.
artist also.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But listen, all of the artists them where you can't think about, I love all of them, Bertrand.
All right.
All of them.
So they perform at venues. Before?
Well, in my earlier years in the 80s, the group I used to move with called Mystic Revealers. Mystic Revealers, the lead singer and leader for the group is Billy Mystic, and Billy Anthony Wilmot. So that group was out in Bull Bay. So we were well known during the 90s. I've been with groups like from late 87, I would say 88,
Mhm.
straight until about 2000, 2001. I came here to live 2004. Yes, so Mystic Revealers.
Yes,
Sorry
I.
about the
Yes,
mic.
I.
Sometimes I
Yes,
not
pardon
talk.
audience, sometimes, yeah,
Yes,
man.
so I will
It's
not
all
talk
good, yes.
straight to the
Yes.
mic. But so the
Mhm.
thing got this mic thing, yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Yes, I. So
Maybe.
as you were saying.
Mm,
Mhm.
yeah. So I used to
Performance.
perform with Mystic Revealers. Get together with them 1988, I think. Start rehearsing out by Bull Bear Billy Mystic House, and we've been
So,
together, and
yes.
then we start touring in the 90s. Tour a lot for about 13 or so years with us on the road, and well, we've been with them for about 13 years, and then on the road, that's where I do most of the major shows, them the sound splashes, some fesses,
Mhm.
and tour here, all of the states, them here, England, go Japan, Europe, Italy, name it. We go the continent we never go on the African, but we've been almost
All over.
everywhere
Right,
else,
right. So do you have any new project coming up that they are working on?
Yeah. Right now I start some songs for put out, and the next album I looking to do a 10-track album. Don't have a name for the album yet. I just putting the songs together. After finishing, then I will select a tune from the tune that stand out mostly and have the message that I want to deliver, that I feel cover overall thing that I'm saying. I will just use it as the title track for the album.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, man, I have some new material. I have 3 songs now that mix and 2 mastering as I speak right now, to getting mastered. They intend to release them in another couple weeks, maybe another 2 or maybe a month, give and take.
All
Yeah,
right. All right.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I even have one with me here. If you're ready, when
yes,
you're ready,
yeah,
you
yes, I'm
can
gonna play it.
play a
Man,
little
yeah,
of
man,
it.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Give thanks,
people them start here a little of it.
Yes, I.
Yes, yes.
I. So I want to ask you a question about the internet. How do you feel that the internet has impact the music business as an output?
Well, everybody balling when it come to internet, you know. When it come to the internet, the independent artists can do certain things, and those who doing what they're doing do it. But like a person like me is old school. Is I kind of know the music from when they used to have 2-track tape, and you have to go into the studio and you make your tune, and you have musician that play, and and I see it go to another farm, it move from the vinyl until it go into a dot until it them say CD, and
Right.
I remember when it was cassette too, and so now it's moving from CD to what they call flash drive, and no USBs, right?
And now they're streaming.
Streaming now. So for me, the same thing ASCAP. When I go to the meeting at ASCAP, they're talking about that a lot of people can there's no way to get their funds. The whole thing of getting paid for their work that they're doing is like it's like everybody being ripped off. No, for because I know, yes, I do my work and I expect to get paid for it, of course, but to be honest, I just wish my pay going come whether or not. But I want to reach my people mostly.
That's the mission.
Mostly, that are my mission, for reach my people them with positive music so they can uplift them like the artists them before used to uplift my spirit. So I motivate I to do something positive and conscious. So that is a bigger PFI if I can reach one and two of my people or anyone. Because when you can reach anyone, if them can do something positive,
Even
it
one
help.
person, right?
Yeah, help each and everyone.
Right.
Yes.
True.
Yes, Rastafari.
So
yes.
give thanks for the reason, give thanks for the moment.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up too much of the time. I know we're gonna have the eye in studio once again. I don't know if they want to talk about anything else that I think they had left out or I had left out, but
well, it's always something going to left out, cause when you live to reach my little age here, there's a lot to remember, and you always. So I just want to say, heal up each and everyone who know I, and expect I was supposed to say hi to them or anything, but I'm not going to remember everyone's name. So I heal up each and everyone who know I, and know say yes, give thanks to knowing the I them. And of course, we just keep it moving, We just try to live positive, so we just give thanks and Rastafari every time, because without the Selassie concept, what I and I stand for, this movement, even the whole Back to Africa thing, would be like just a dream. But we give thanks to people like Marcus Garvey and Selassie and Kwame and Nkrumah, Steve Biko. The Malcolm X's,
yes,
the Martin Luther, of course. Malcolm X, Martin Luther, Yes, so we give thanks to all the ones them who tried before and paved the way for us to even come at this time and saying what we're saying and, doing what we're doing. And we hope to continue the work and somebody else will take up the mantle and start to make the same trad. And hopefully, I personally intend to live on the continent, so I hope that sooner or later more of us will be mobilizing to the continent.
Right, I even have that mindset.
Yes,
Some of us not even begin to have that mindset.
Yeah, well, I must say before we go that living in Jamaica once upon a time when I start to think about African and things. You see, that's where I'm going at. When you start to think about Africa and know, say, really and truly your foreparents came from that land. And when you start to look at a movie called Roots, was an awakening for I. Yes. You see, when you see, in that academic time, I think I was still in high school. You see, when I realized, Africa used to look like, how me go reach Africa? Me want to go back to Africa. How me go reach Africa? Right. So me always I think, how me go reach Africa? Africa where me want
so
to go.
far-fetching.
Virgin. It's when I reach and get to the realization, say, all I need to go to Africa is to work and buy my ticket.
book a flight.
Nobody can stop before I go to Africa, Virgin.
Big up Lion Clients today, you know.
Yes.
Raga, big up yourself.
Yes, by Lion Club.
Yes, sir. So you have any contact that you want left with the people them that they can contact the hive there? You know?
Well, I mean,
any upcoming shows also that you want?
Well, shows, no, and just Africa here for right now. I just get some talk in Tanzania is a possibility.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm in Tanzania. I mean, we tried to Ghana and see what can going on, but because I have two different things what I do with the music. I actually teach. I teach in a school right now. I deal with artistic kids. I call them special needs. I teach them music and give them some kind of music therapy. So Tanzania, I want sound like them something made possible for deal with Tanzania. Now in the West here is not like I want to do shows here, but I realize that in the West for the type of music what I do and because it's message music, it seems like you will have to make the show. Right. It's hard if you get where people want to book you for show. You have to build your show. Right. So I find that we need some more of us who want to do that to come together and make our own show. True. Yes, I believe so. People contact once can't contact the Fari Congo. Contact by engineer Mikey Ferguson.
Yeah, man. I want to say big up to the I family, big up Empress April and the young one Kush.
Yes, Kushaya. Yeah, that's what Kushaya.
Yeah, man. So as I say, we're gonna have the artist in again in studio. As I say, Dexton Davis album.
Pricing you and pricing I wanna hail King Rastafari, who is the roots I can't deny, and in him dwell the spirit of the Most High. So I don't follow Antichrist, live no bag of lies. I wanna stick by Jah rules. Won't let my soul go to ruins, cause some I worry and I fret and cause a death. Some I worry and I fret and cause a death. No, it is plain, evident to I that flesh lives and flesh will die. So one more time I say to the high, I'm gonna hail King Rastafari.
Loud enough, loud enough, loud enough, loud enough.
Pricing you and pricing I wanna hail King Rastafari, who is the roots I can't deny, and in him dwell the spirit of the Most High. So I don't follow Antichrist, live no bag of lies. I wanna stick by Jah rules. Won't let my soul go to ruins, cause some I worry and I fret and cause a death. Some I worry and I fret and cause a death.
Dexton Davis.
Plain evident to I that flesh lives and flesh.
Yeah, man, give thanks for the interview.
One more time I say to the high, I'm gonna hail King Rastafari, who teach the truth and didn't tell lies.
So you can check him out.
In him dwell the spirit of the Most High.
Check him out on the Amazon.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Check him out on the iTunes.
About revenge, harm no man, let no man harm.
Yeah, man, you can check out Congo Culture Channel.
Others that you like,
you can find him there also.
Don't worry, I go fret and cause no death.
Once say big up to Black Magic Sound.
Don't worry, I go fret and cause no death.
Big up Black.
I said don't worry, I go fret, it might cause you death. On your knees, go to pray. Jais in you will lead the way. Who have ears, let them hear. Have no fear.
I will say, voice of the one Dexton Davis. Yes, I. Massive big up all Mobe, massive. Flankers, Negril. Well, brand new from the artist Dexton Davis. This one is called
Come uniting and let us stop the fighting.
Ready again. Soulfire Sundays. Yeah, man, give thanks once again. As I say, Black Magic Song, Black Expression. This is Dexton Davis.
Come uniting and let us stop the fighting. Come do the right thing and let us stop the hating.
As I say, big up all Bronx, massive.
So much hatred and killing I've seen. The evil ones they have done.
Prince Carrick, big up yourself.
They don't want us to go back no way to our mother's land. So they killing and planning every day.
Yeah, man, as I say, message in the music
to keep us down. But we know where we going, I say. We don't forget where we're.
As I say, big up all Queens, massive.
People been working so long.
Big up all Jersey, massive.
Getting this frustration.
As I say, artist live in studio. One Dexton Davis. Brand new.
Come uniting and let us stop the fighting. Come do the right thing and let us stop the hating. So much hatred and killing I've seen. The evil ones they have done. They don't want us to go back no way to our mother's land. So they killing and planning every day how to keep us down. But we know where we going, I say. We don't forget where we're from. Jah people been working so long. All we getting is frustration, leading us into confusion and causing us lot of vexation. But Jah gonna crush them wicked men. Yes, I know Jah gonna mash them evil men, evil men, evil men. Evil man.
As I say, brand new pre-release, you know.
We'll get a fire burn so come you
only antimaterialradio.com.
Stop the fighting. Come do the right thing. Let us stop the hating.
Yeah, man, big up Harlem massive.
So much hatred and killing I've seen. The evil ones they have done. They don't want us to go back no way to our father's land. So they planning and killing every day, trying to keep us down. But we know where we going, I say. We won't forget where we're from. Every day's evil invention lead your people into destruction. Depopulation is their intention. Mass murder with the bioweapons. But Jah gonna tear down wicked men. Yes, I know Jah gonna crush them evil men, evil men, evil men, evil men. We'll get a fire burn so.
Yeah, man, I want to give thanks again. Dexton, give thanks for coming in the studio, you know, as I say, TimothyRadio.com, Safe and Song Studio. Yes, Dexton, you know, very beautiful song, this one here, you know. I just say, people unite,
Yes,
come together.
come uniting,
Come
yes.
united.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, man. So what make you wrote this one, you know?
Yeah, well,
Theme.
yeah, come united, stop the fighting,
True,
come
true.
do the right thing. Again, as you can hear, it's all about returning home, you know. Because although I start writing that song long ago, I'll say in the 80s, I start writing that song. But even now, I see it even more relevant now.
Necessary for the
Especially when I went to Ethiopia and see, you know, you have this group uprising in Ethiopia against the Amara and the Amara and the
Tribal.
Amora and
Yeah.
all kind of thing, and I realized that wait, same thing going on in Jamaica.
Right. But you can
Affliction.
see, right. It's like a tribal thing.
So,
same way.
so when I
Yeah.
go, and from longer time I know say in Jamaica,
Mhm.
it's not the youth them they really initiate this war.
Right.
It's some people who consider themselves to be leaders, people in position that can do our
And they out of the way of harming.
exactly.
Right.
So them think at least.
For the moment.
Yeah. So them create this conflict with the youth, them divide to rule.
Right.
There's the same thing going on in Ethiopia as far as I know.
True.
Because, the people them can easily come together and unite, but they're looking, some of them that deal with it on a religious thing.
Right.
Some, so I kind of thing, they go on
They find
and,
all the distractions.
and I find, as I said again, it's the same thing I see go on with we as a people, even with the Booker T. Washington, the Du Bois thing, the thing. It's a thing wherein it don't mean say it's not one avenue to reach one place,
Right.
See, I came to Brooklyn. I didn't have to drive the way I drive. I could drive the other way.
And we meet up at one
I mean
junction,
the same
way.
place. So
Right.
so we have to understand say a man don't have to go the way you going.
Right. But no say.
But no,
you
so we
end up
going
at
the same. Yes,
right,
I.
destination.
Yes. So
Right.
I think we need to understand that and give and take with each other. The word what I want to use is empathize. We need to empathize with each other.
Right.
Realize that put yourself in the next man's shoe and see
Empathy.
what you will do.
Right.
Yeah, before you start to
True.
down the man or
Yes,
the woman.
sir.
Yes, I.
Give
Yeah.
thanks again, Dexton, for
Yes.
stopping in. I'm saying it was a good, moment.
Yeah.
I hope, once enjoyed the little reasoning, full joy the reasoning that we have,
True, true.
conversation. So I hope I will stop in, very soon again when they have some.
Yeah, man,
things
definitely,
going,
man,
yes,
definitely,
sir.
man.
So,
Artillery, team artillery.
Yes,
Yes, so man, and give thanks Soul Fire, Lion Claw.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
I'm CFL Sound Studio. Yes, man. Yeah, man, of course, man, I love the energy, I love the vibration. And here I am, definitely as soon as the item set the thing, because I see the item still up on a little developing thing too.
True.
So, of course, the more, the item I set, the more I go come in, I feel like I going to try to make more try on,
Right.
Once the item, of course, welcome and I invite and I feel welcome, so I would always come again,
Yes, sir.
Give
And I think
thanks
at
for the
them time
invite.
they would have much work compile, for
Yeah,
it and cruise, but-
we hope to.
Yes, sir. So Dexton Davis, give thanks once again, as I say,
Yeah.
blessed love.
Yeah, man, and I want to say one more thing. I want to encourage each and every one to try save some little money and try go look for Africa. Save
is a
little
good-
your money and go look for Africa.
That is a
people.
good advice.
Look
Yeah,
for
that
Africa.
Draga?
Go and
Go
take a little
go
one
take a
look,
peep,
You know,
that long
yeah,
time. Don't frighten.
Yeah.
Book the ticket, book the
Yeah.
flight. We don't tell them long time,
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to broke down your bed and throw out your couch and all of that to go. You just leave everything as it is and just make a little one trip.
Yeah, it's not
Just
going
go see.
It's not going nowhere. When you come back,
yeah,
everything will
just-
be there.
just-
Yeah, just lock your door.
Yeah, man, go look. Go look. I tell you, it's a different energy when you touch the continent.
All right, Dexton. Yes,
Bless.
I give thanks again,
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
I blessed,
Yes, yes.
my Lord. Dexton Davis.
Crowd of people, let's give thanks and praises to Jaja, because His mercies endure forever. Wicked and foolish, I know, will be burning the fire. In the bottomless pit, they will be thrown forever. So I pray in the O Lord, do I put my trust. Cast away the confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness, and I shall escape the foolish ones, the foolish ones, wicked and foolish ones, wicked and foolish ones. fire upon those betrayers.
As we say, give thanks to Dexton Davis stopping in
All the afflictions
the studio.
for righteous men. But I will
As we
deliver
say, TimothyRadio.com.
out of them all.
Give thanks for your listening here.
They know this and always be glad. The wicked they see this and start getting mad. They're getting mad.
Empress Nadine, big up yourself.
Foolish ones.
Remy Collin of Canada.
The wicked and foolish ones.
I want to say big up to the one Kuda.
So crowd of people, let's
Big up Crown Heights Massive.
this to judge.
This one is called Crowd of People. Dexton Davis.
His mercies endure forever.
Come on, as you say, you can check him out
And he was
on the Amazon.
bag of wire.
Check out the album Titan Town.
Hot fire and all betrayers. In the oh Lord do I put my trust. Cast away the confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness, and I shall escape the foolish